We at Rasmussen Reports are extremely grateful to everyone who has followed us on Twitter and subscribed to our YouTube channel. But today I'm going to give you a pretty fascinating example of how you can use all of the historical polling data on our site, rasmussenreports.com. Please consider supporting us through this election cycle by becoming a paid subscriber. Why is the data important? Because public opinion changes over time, a lot, and we're going to examine one such case. Here's the question from one of our stories yesterday. Asked of over 1,000 American adults, how confident are you in the stability of the U.S. banking industry today? 23% said very confident, and another 35% said somewhat confident, for a total 58% who are at least somewhat confident. Now, what does that number mean, and what can it tell us about shifting public opinion? Let's look at some historical data. We asked about banking confidence almost monthly from 2009 to 2015, though unfortunately we stopped as the great financial crisis faded from memory. Here's the data. Now, I'm kidding. Of course, I'll put it into a chart. So let's start by looking at everyone first. Overall confidence is remarkably similar to what it was the last time we asked in 2015, up only a few points since then. Now, there was a bit of an economic slowdown back then, but nonetheless, it's hard to think, looking at this, that the total adult population of America has internalized any meaningful threat from the recent bank implosions, since confidence is now higher than it's ever been. But let's look at Republicans and check that chart out. They are no more confident than they were back in 2014. But check it out, they're almost 10 points less likely than in 2014 to say they're very confident in the banking industry. Isn't it incredible how flat these numbers are, though? Almost 10 years, and Republican opinions on the stability of our banking industry haven't changed one bit. Now, unfortunately, we don't have any numbers from the Trump years where we might have seen a spike. But let's look at independents. Like Republicans, their overall confidence hasn't really changed much in 10 years, and they're actually quite a bit less confident than they were exactly 10 years ago. At 15%, however, they're 4 points more very confident than they've ever been. But I saved Democrats for last for a reason. Look at this. Now recall, both Republicans and independent numbers were surprisingly unchanged over nearly a decade. But here, overall Democrat confidence in the banking system is 8 points higher than it has ever been. And look at that very confident number, 43%. That's 2.5 times higher than it's ever been. Democrats are now profoundly confident in our banking system, and pretty much solely driving the increase in overall confidence numbers. Well, obviously, it's because they have Biden in office, right? Well, every single data point on this chart was taken while a Democrat president was in office, so I don't think that's it. This actually mirrors a trend I've picked up in other questions we've asked. Trust in federal law enforcement, trust in their political leaders, trust in public health officials. Democrats' overall trust in the system is seemingly across the board higher than it's ever been. Did you find this eye-opening? If so, please subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Twitter if you haven't already, and consider supporting us with a reader subscription at rasmussenreports.com. And thanks for watching.